What is up, Hexicans and Pulsinators? Thank you for joining me. I have some news updates. I want to shout out everyone for supporting the channel. I know I took a few months off, but I'm coming back because Pulsechain's close, and I just want to give you a genuine thank you for subscribing, hitting the like button. When you guys do those things, I don't just say subscribe, I don't just say like for the algorithm. Yes, it helps, but it also gives me feedback. It lets me know I'm putting out content that the community values, so I appreciate that feedback. Let's hop into it. So these bank failures, guys, we now are up to 5 banks. We have Signature Bank, we have Silvergate, we have Credit Suisse, we have First Republic, and we have Silicon Valley Bank. I'm not sure if I doubled down on any of those. But an analysis came out that more than 186 US banks are well positioned for a collapse. Rising interest rates, so if you guys don't understand, let me break it down really quick. The reason these banks failed is because they took short-term client deposits and they put them into government bonds, right? This is what banks do. They invest money, fractional reserve banking, and government bonds are typically a pretty safe asset, right? Now, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates faster than they've ever raised them in history these past 2 years, faster than they've ever raised them in history. And also for Silicon Valley Bank, all these tech startups and big tech companies bank there, and the tech sector hasn't been doing too good the past 2 years. So that downtrend, coupled with these interest rates going to the moon, caused the government bonds to be worth less. So as their clients started withdrawing money, they had to sell these bonds at a loss to cover that. Then, because of the social media and all this information spreads like wildfire, as soon as there was any doubt that this bank could fail, money started just getting pulled out. That's when the bank run commenced. So essentially, the interest rates went up. They put their money into the bonds. The bonds value went down. People started getting worried, asked for their money back, couldn't cover deposits. That's why these banks collapsed. Comment below if you think another bank's going to fail or if this is the end of it. Personally, I think we might see some more banks to fail. So in this economic analysis, it said, even if only half of the uninsured depositors decide to withdraw, almost 190 banks are at a potential risk of impairment to insured depositors, with potentially 300 billion of insured deposits at risks. Like I was just saying, monetary policies penned down by central banks can hurt long-term assets such as government bonds and mortgages, creating losses for banks. The report explains that a bank is considered insolvent if the mark-to-market value of its assets, once uninsured depositors are paid, is insufficient to repay all insured deposits. So personally, I could be wrong. It's just my 2 cents, but I do think we'll see another bank go down. But you guys comment below. I'm curious your thoughts on that. A great clip here. It's a TikTok. I know TikTok sucks, but this is a pretty informative clip. Take a listen.
5 bank failures. First, there was Silvergate, but everyone dismissed that because it was some weird crypto bank. Then it was SVB, but everyone sort of dismissed it because they said it was based on panicky VCs rather than a systemic problem in the banking system. Then it was Signature Bank, which got seized on Sunday, which I think utterly refuted the idea that this was just a Silicon Valley problem. Then you had First Republic, which would have been the next domino to fall if it wasn't backstopped. And then 5, you had Credit Suisse. Again, avoid an outright failure because it got backstopped by the Swiss government. So we now have 5 banks in roughly a week, and these are not small banks. Credit Suisse is a globally systemically important bank, and the other ones are top 20, top 30 type banks. We're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars in deposits. So clearly there's a larger phenomenon going on here. And frankly, it's being caused not by like anything VCs did, because VCs are just depositors. We're just one class of depositors. And depositors are not to blame for what's going on here. What's going on is these banks have huge unrealized losses on their balance sheet, and the losses have come from the sudden spike in interest rates.
Okay, so I found that informative. Hopefully you did too. A clip from Ivan on Tech talking about Pulsechain. This is from Veed Hex.
On Binance Chain, there are so many random scam coins.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because it is cheap on Polygon as well. It's cheap on Arbitrum. Like if you want to do some kind of shady coin, you can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
But everyone does it on Binance Chain. I don't know what it is. I don't think that they're gonna take over ETH because it's the same as ETH. Just like Polygon won't take over ETH because it's the same, and Arbitrum will not. They're all the same. So it's very easy to just copy paste everything and move. So there's no loyalty. Why would you have loyalty to something when you can easily move? But here's the interesting thing. That's why I'm excited about this meme. Have you heard Shibarium? Shiba Inu EVM chain. But I mean, Shibarium is gonna be like Binance chain, but you actually have crazy community. Because Shiba Inu came out of nowhere to massive. So of course, if you are a Shiba Inu community, you're not gonna go to Polygon. You're not gonna go to although it's the same EVM. Shibarium is Shibarium. That's the only place where you have a native chain for Shiba Inu community.
Yeah.
So I like that because otherwise you don't have any mode. All EVM chains are the same. Another one, more controversial, is of course a Pulsechain, where if you want to be in the Hex ecosystem. Hexicans are in Pulsechain. They're not gonna go to some other because they love Richard Hart, so they're gonna be there no matter what.
Yeah.
So that's a massive moat. So this, and then of course Dogechain.
Yeah.
So these meme EVMs, I think many people are discounting them, but in crypto the most important thing is community, because everything else is copy pastable.
Yeah.
Code copy paste, EVM copy paste, more contracts from this chain to other chain copy paste.
Yeah.
There's no moat. The only thing is, do you have a crazy community that loves this chain and they're not gonna go anywhere else because it's not.
Do you have a crazy community? You can copy paste everything in crypto. You can't copy and paste community. Ivan on Tech has like 500,000 subscribers, and a lot of these big influencers that are invested in Pulsechain already and PulseX, they don't talk about it because in the past and still today, Richard is a very polarizing figure, right? I call him the LeBron James of cryptocurrency, right? Stephen Curry, basketball player. Everyone loves Steph Curry, right? Likeable family man. LeBron James, 50% hate him, 50% love him. Same with Richard Hart. You either love him or you hate him. He's LeBron James of crypto, very polarizing guy. And these crypto influencers, guys, they make their money. People think, oh, they make money. Well, Hexian community is smarter than most. But they think people make money actually in crypto and then just talk about it on YouTube. These YouTube influencers are making insane money off their affiliate links, insane money off Google AdSense. Cryptocurrency and finance is the highest paying CPM niche. CPM meaning the amount of dollars you get per 1,000 views. Some of these channels get up $10 per 1,000 views. So it's good to see him putting, his stones on the line. He's not scared to talk about Pulsechain. And once Pulsechain comes out, not only is it gonna, in my opinion, stop the gatekeeping at Hex, but it's also, when it's successful, assuming there's not some terrible black swan glitch, people are going to be talking about it, okay? Carl on the Moon, Crypto Face, BitBoy Crypto, Coin Bureau, he is like the biggest channel in crypto. I don't know if he's ever talked about Pulsechain, but Pulsechain is going to be such a big project, I don't think he'll be able to not talk about it. So another tweet from our supermodel with a big ego. Hey, Richard Hartwin, it looks like Grant Cardone wants to do an interview with you. So I said this should be called the Billionaire Boys Club. I don't know if Grant Cardone's actually a billionaire, but these guys both have a lot of money. It'd be a good conversation. And it just goes to show Richard's brand is growing. And the rebranding, some of you might disagree. Some of you might have really missed the Red Bull talk and the watch flexing. I like this humble Richard. I love Richard's new profile picture with all the black kids and then Richard in his Nintendo shirt. Imagine how hard Richard's childhood must have been in an all-black school. If you guys have ever been in an all-black school, most of you probably haven't, being the only white kid, white people aren't used to being a minority. It's a very different feeling, and especially he had a Nintendo shirt on. He was a gamer. Nowadays, gaming's cool. You can be a 14-year-old millionaire off Fortnite. Back in the day, gaming was for nerd losers, and Richard was a gamer, had his Nintendo shirt on. So I love this rebranding that he's done. I think it's really good for attracting users. Because the sad reality of the world, idealistically, everyone loves themselves like Richard loves himself. But people don't. People are very insecure. Not a lot of people are highly confident individuals. And you have to be very secure with yourself. You have to be very confident to see past Richard's BS. Not his BS, but his personality, his polarizing actions, to really get the nitty-gritty, pick up what he's putting down. Moving forward, Hex is about to flip XRP, and then we just have USDC, ETH, Bitcoin, and BNB, I believe. And maybe Tether has to be higher market cap too as well. But crazy, right? Almost top 6. We're the 7th highest crypto by market cap, and still on the last page of Coin Market Crap. This happened today, I believe. MEXC, one of the largest exchanges in crypto, has listed Hex. And Jim at Crypto is saying, hey, maybe this isn't a good thing after all. He says, be careful shilling the MEX the MEXC listing. I need to get with accept cookies. Not sure who this guy is. For a stream ASAP to cover this. Being on a centralized exchange is not always a good thing. It keeps things protected, being only traded on chain for many reasons. Personally, I think it's a good thing. Yeah, more people will be trading and speculating on the token, but Richard loves when people short the token. He loves when people trade the token because ultimately, you could have a gain, but you're ultimately going to get wrecked. I got a question for you guys. I know that Richard's talked about exchange listings in the past. You have to provide the exchange with an amount of tokens, right? Because the exchange needs a token supply to facilitate transactions on their exchange. So who provided the token supply to MEXC? I'm just thinking out loud right now. I didn't think about this before the video. Because I don't think Richard Hart would ever do that, or the origin address would ever do that, because that could potentially be like a centralized entity. So, question, comment below if you know. Who do you think provided this bag to MEXC Global? Who provided this to the exchange? Was it a whale? Was it the OA? I really don't know. Talking about community, when Ivan on Tech was saying you can copy paste everything, you can't copy paste community. KDP Crypto says, the X community has helped me in so many ways. I'm grateful and thank you to all of you. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the support in this community. Thank you, Richard Hart, for building the best community in crypto. Bring on 2023, the strongest community this space has ever seen. Pulsechain is going to launch with an already massive community. Look at how Avalanche did. Look how One Harmony did. Look how Polygon Matic did. These projects all did hundreds of X's, and they had no community at the start. They started from zero. So we're going to have a massive, strong community right off the bat, and then that massive airdrop. And what better way to onboard people than to give them free money? Speaking of onboarding people, I have a business idea, and if there's any whales in the chat or anyone with sizable bags that would be interested, reach out to me on Twitter, V_Axie. I believe it's in the video description below. But you guys know freepulse.io, the Pulse faucet. I reached out to these guys, Victor and Felix, the founders. They didn't respond to me because I don't want to just take their idea. But I thought, why is there not a free PulseX.io, right? We have a Pulsechain faucet. Why not make a PulseX faucet? So if there's any whales out there or someone with sizable PulseX bags and would be interested in collaborating on that, I want to do freepulsex.io. Freepulse.io has already been massively successful, and you can't even claim tokens yet, right? They have hundreds of thousands of unique viewers every month, and you can't even claim free money yet. Imagine when Pulsechain comes out, how it grows massively, and you can claim free Pulse tokens on this faucet. It's going to be crazy. So the idea is successful already. Why don't we do a free PulseX.io? Reach out to me on Twitter if you have some bags and you want to do that. And something from Jenkins. He says, I believe when Pulse launches, the majority of people will sell their Hex as the first option while they let their Pulse and PulseX bags mature. Not saying I agree with the strategy, but it makes tons of sense. Me personally, I'm going to be looking to get more Hex. I think a lot of people will be sleeping on Hex. And I think long term, Hex is still the bread and butter. Yeah, in the short term, these tokens might outperform, but Hex is still the bread and the butter. All right, God bless you guys. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. And for all my UFC fans out there, Kamaru Usman or Leon Edwards, we got a hell of a fight tonight. All right, make sure you guys take some time to rest, relax, give yourself some me time this weekend. And as always, I love you guys. And until next time, peace.